Episode 196. After that brief exchange between Ye Xiu and Blue River, they fell silent. For them, this was a major public relations crisis. Even the other major guilds were plunged into confusion. Given the current situation, inviting Lord Grimm to run a dungeon would be a massive blow to one's reputation. No one wants to be the one who tarnishes their own image. Even if a guild managed to recruit Lord Grimm now, this high-profile figure would likely just become fodder for player gossip. In short, Lord Grimm's name is still a guarantee for dungeon records, but at the same time, he's lost his value as a tool. Any guild that uses him to set a record will only attract negative attention. Major guilds don't chase dungeon records for that reason. But if you think about it the other way, Lord Grimm is like a contaminant right now. Any guild he joins gets branded as trash. In that case, we could recommend him to our competitors. Take Herb Garden and Dynasty, for instance. They were positively gleeful right now. Their respective arch-rivals, Blue Brook Guild and Tyrannical Ambition, were being dragged through the mud by the entire server. To them, it was a sight for sore eyes. Chen Yihui of Dynasty was also online, watching this wave of momentum sweep across the server, step by step. No one had expected it to come to this at the start. At first, Chen Yihui was simply delighted to see Tyrannical Ambition's misfortune. But as he thought it over, a sudden realization hit him, and a wave of wild joy surged through him. This was killing two birds with one stone.
Ha, Ye Qiu.
This move of yours is probably a huge blunder. Chen Yihui could barely contain his excitement. He checked the time. It was late, but he was sure Liu Hao wouldn't mind being disturbed with news like this. Chen Yihui logged off and dialed Liu Hao's number. Hello? Liu Hao's voice answered the phone. Being woken from a deep, satisfying sleep is never pleasant. Yet Liu Hao forcefully suppressed his rising irritation. His recent string of bad luck had already taught him keeping your cool is so damn important.
Great news, Captain Liu! Ye Qiu's about to get what's coming to him.
Chen Yihui exclaimed.
Oh, that's definitely good news. But good news can always wait until tomorrow to be shared. It's only bad news, the kind that needs immediate action to salvage the situation. That should be dealt with as quickly as possible.
All right, I'm beat today. I'll call you back tomorrow, okay? Liu Hao hung up before he'd even finished speaking. The dial tone left Chen Yihui momentarily stunned. He had to admit Liu Hao's words made perfect sense. Good news can wait. It won't spoil. But bad news, the sooner you deal with it, the better you can stop it from getting worse. He just couldn't quite believe it. In less than 2 weeks, Liu Hao had become so rational it was almost cruel. Just how deep had that last blow to his pride struck? With that thought, Chen Yihui silently put down the phone. His earlier elation faded considerably. Liu Hao's rationality, from one perspective, indicated he had a more pressing target. Ye Qiu was no longer his primary concern. Yet this character, now relegated to a secondary position, was being tossed his way for Chen Yihui to handle. Chen Yihui felt a knot of frustration in his chest. He'd worked tirelessly for the guild, contributing greatly to the club's development. But when it came down to it, he was just a glorified errand boy. To put it nicely, you could call him an unsung hero. But the glamorous aura of a pro player, that was a chance he would never get again. And the one who took that chance from him was Ye Qiu. The thought made Chen Yihui clench his fists again. It was Ye Qiu who had judged him as lacking talent and not working hard enough. Why, just why?
With a single, dismissive sentence, he had written me off. Just like that. Because of his words. The club struck my name from the player roster.
In the end, he ended up running to the online game to mess around with guild management. The reason Chen Yihui got mixed up with Liu Hao was because Liu Hao also harbored a deep-seated hatred for the name Ye Qiu. But Liu Hao never had the chance. His position was far too low to pose any real threat to Team Excellent Era's captain. That is, until the two of them noticed each other's existence. In fact, it was Chen Yihui who successfully won Lu Hao over. By serving as a living cautionary tale, Chen Yihui fueled Lu Hao's growing resentment toward Ye Qiu. But today, Liu Hao has achieved significant development within the club by stepping on Ye Qiu. Yet what has Chen Yihui gained? Besides a brief sigh of relief at seeing Ye Qiu's downfall, Liao Hao had already moved beyond Ye Qiu, setting his sights on loftier goals. But what about him? Was he doomed to keep squabbling with him in this online game forever? Was he destined to always be this lowbrow? Chen Yihui thought this, then slowly unclenched his fists. Perhaps he needed to be more rational, to think more practically. In the game, Shi Qiangji was also being driven to the brink of madness by Lord Grimm. Those pro players from Team Tiny Herb have no idea how hard it is to run a guild. They don't manage the household, so they don't know the cost of firewood, rice, oil, and salt. Every time they bet against Lord Grimm in a match, they're hemorrhaging materials, and these are all rare materials. You know, even for an organization as large as Herb Garden, accumulating such resources was no easy feat. At this moment, Shi Qiangji, he wished he could just haul materials over from the old servers. Those guilds had been operating for ages. Any one of them was 100 times richer than his Herb Garden in Server 10. It's just that while the arena allows cross-server PK, setting up betting pools is strictly forbidden across servers. Otherwise, old servers could easily funnel equipment and currency into new ones, which would defeat the whole purpose of having separate servers. But then again, for Poplar, the chance to stand shoulder to shoulder with these pro players was simply too precious to pass up. These were his idols, big and small. He'd never even dreamed he'd one day get to rub shoulders with them, to speak with each one. For that alone, Shi Qiangji was willing to grit his teeth and tough it out. But tonight, seeing Bluebrook Guild get publicly mocked on the World Channel finally gave Poplar a much-needed dose of schadenfreude, a sweet release from his recent frustrations. After a good, long chuckle, he realized such joy should be shared. And the person he most wanted to share it with was, of course, the man of the hour himself, Blue River. He opened his friends list and took a look.